Fatal Fury City of the Wolves is the long-awaited sequel to Garō Mark of the Wolves, which came out 26 years ago on the SNK Neo Geo. This is my first ever SNK game. I've never played an SNK game before, I've never played a KOF game before, I've never played a Fatal Fury game before. This is my first dive into the whole SNK fighting verse. And what are my thoughts on it? I absolutely love it. From everything to the game itself, and especially like the whole bizarre, crazy, insane marketing campaign that we got for this game. I'm very sure you guys must have seen at least several trailers and banners just for this game. Now, just a bit of context for myself and a bit of backstory here. My love for fighting games really started around the same time, about five years ago. Pretty much on the same time where I got into combat sports and martial arts. Watching the UFC, training in MMA and kickboxing and Muay Thai and BJJ, to playing games like Street Fighter 5, Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, Mortal Kombat and so on. And seeing this game first like get announced, I kind of looked over it just because again, I've never played an SNK game before. I've had no like emotional attachment to these games. But again, as someone who's a fan of combat sports, as a fan of sports entertainment, fan of the UFC and MMA, seeing a fighting game in the limelight in all of these organizations and promos and advertisements, it's cool, I can't lie. Like, people may think it's kind of like bad and controversial. I don't care. Like, the fact that we actually get like a fighting game. Again, this is not even Tekken or Street Fighter. This is Fatal Fury, a very obscure game. Be in the limelight like that has been amazing. WrestleMania 41, bang in the middle of the wrestling ring, a Fatal Fury logo. Sponsored fighter, the real life fighter in the game, Salvatore Ganacci, a DJ, actually played during the WrestleMania entrance as well. As someone who's from the UK, we've had like a giant legacy fight that happened between Nigel Benn's son, Conor Benn, and Chris Eubank Senior's son, Chris Eubank Jr. An insane legacy fight sponsored by Fatal Fury. Same thing with the UFC and mixed martial arts. I think it was UFC 314, 315, and sponsored by Fatal Fury. And I just love the whole cross promotion between a fighting game that has mixed martial art fighters as well as real life martial arts and combat sports. The marketing campaign was made for me. I think that's why I'm loving this game so much. So yeah, the build up for this game was magical. And even before the announcement and build up for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves in particular, I guess you could say my relationship with the Fatal Fury franchise really is like bare minimum at best. I guess the first seed that was planted was Smash Brothers. Terry Bogard was a guest character in Smash Bros. Ultimate. He had his own trailer and cinematic, which was really cool to see. Again, never played the game before, but it was cool to see. And then a year and a half ago, Street Fighter 6 came out. Amazing aesthetic, doing extremely well. A very, very fun fighting game. And with Street Fighter 6 whole aesthetic and like concept is in the streets, who else could be the perfect guest character as someone who comes from a street background as well, with Southtown and City of the Wolves. And yeah, Terry becomes a guest character in Street Fighter 6. Amazing. And then we get an official Fatal Fury game announcement 26 years later. So in that time period of Street Fighter 6 and the announcement of City of the Wolves, I have pretty much dived into the world of the SNK and Fatal Fury universe. From watching FGC videos, Maximilian Dude, that's like my number one guy that I love watching when it comes to fighting games. A bunch of retrospective videos on YouTube, but especially I would say the number one thing that really like made me fall in love with the franchise is the 3 OVA specials of Fatal Fury that came out in the 90s. Now, if you know me, I love 90s and like early 2000s style of animation when it comes to anime. It has so much aura to it. And if you didn't know, one of my favorite animes of all time is Street Fighter 2 Victory, which came out around the same time as Fatal Fury as well when it was like in arcades back in the day. As a fan of Street Fighter 2 Victory, yeah, I had to watch the Fatal Fury movies and they were so good. I can't lie. Like, okay, in terms of story and plot, they're pretty basic, but in terms of animation and just like pure aesthetic, they're amazing. Amazing soundtracks, amazing fight scenes. Oh, just go watch it. Which again was another seed planted for me in the hype and build up for this game. And then probably the most controversial thing about this game, and again, I can see both sides to it, negative and positive, is the announcement of another guest character being CR7 Cristiano Ronaldo. And I'm gonna be honest, it's extremely random. But I think when you deep it a bit more, it kind of makes sense. I'm a big football fan. I'm a big soccer fan in general. So again, I found this pretty cool. I didn't really experience the whole like celebrity guest character phase in games, to be fair. I never played Def Jam. I know there was like a Jackie Chan PS1 game as well. But other than that, nothing really for me to say. So if they had to pick an athlete, yeah, why not go with CR7? Ronaldo is one of my favorite footballers, if not my favorite footballer of all time. He's so good. Like Cristiano Ronaldo, okay, again, this is someone who watches football like on a weekly. He's up there as like one of the greatest sports athletes of all time. With his reach and following, I think he's the most followed Instagram user in the world, as well as the fact that SNK is owned by a Saudi Arabia company. Ronaldo plays for a Saudi Arabian football team. It kind of makes sense, and I think one of the owners of the team owns the SNK company as well as Ronaldo's team, so it kind of makes sense for them to do like a crossover promotion thing. So again, for me, I thought it was a win-win, and people thought the controversy would end there, but no, we actually got a second celebrity IRL guest character in the game as well, being a Bosnian DJ, Salvatore Ganacci. This is how I thought people felt when Ronaldo got announced for the first time, especially like if you're an American who doesn't really, like, I know soccer, American football isn't really big there, but it's big in Europe and the UK. This is how I felt like when Ganacci got announced. I was like, who's this random like DJ? This is a waste of a character slot. This is not looking good. However, again, during the build-up of this game, the graduation, like the promo material, WrestleMania, Ganacci himself promoting the game, he's wearing like KOF shirts, Fatal Fury shirts, like when he's performing live. It shows that, yo, he actually likes, he's a fan of Fatal Fury and SNK. And then when you watch the music videos, it's very like anime fighting game related, and like he even came out and said that yeah, he was a big fan of SNK and Fatal Fury growing up. He did come around on me, I can't lie. I fell in love with his music. His music, like I'm not even joking, his Bosnia Coming to America song has been on replay the past week for me. It's literally stuck in my head. Again, he's the character is a persona that he's playing in real life, and you can kind of see like the Salvatore Ganacci character in the game more as like a Hercule Satan type character, a Dan character, a more joke comedy character that's a part of the roster. His narrative fits a bit more smoothly than Ronaldo's, to be fair. Like with Ronaldo, it's just like, oh, here's a celebrity, enjoy. So yeah, we've had what, CR7, Salvatore Ganacci DJ, we've had WWE, we've had mainstream box office boxing, UK, Europe and America. Even with the Ryan Garcia fight that happened recently in New York, it was in Times Square, like legit in Times Square. They removed everything from Times Square and they put a ring there, cameras and crowds and everything. This was something, for me, this felt like this was something straight out of a fighting game, like a fighting game stage arena that you would see like in Street Fighter or Tekken, or in this case, Fatal Fury. And again, yeah, you guys might say, yeah, it's corporate and stuff, but bro, just enjoy it, man. Like having a fighting game, just be happy it's not FIFA or Call of Duty. And then of course, like outside of like the mainstream combat sport MMA world, we also have like the more mainstream streaming world, YouTubers and so on. We've seen people like iShowSpeed, very big streamer, KSI, Kai Cenat. To be fair, I don't watch them as much as I used to, but I'm very much aware of them. And yeah, they're sponsored by him as well. They actually have like animated trailers as well, including the boxes, sponsored by Fatal Fury. Again, really, really cool. A lot of people frowned upon the marketing that was done for this game, but I think as time passes, it will be like a very fun time capsule to look back on 10 or 20 years so down the line. Another good cross promotion that I saw that I personally like really liked was Up Up Down Down. Xavier Woods, he's a WWE superstar wrestler. He has a YouTube channel. Again, it's a gaming channel, specifically fighting game related. And yeah, him, Kofi Kingston, what are they called, man? Today, the tag team fought the Motor City Machine Guns in a Fatal Fury match on their channel as well. They're like my favorite, like all four of them are like my favorite tag team wrestlers of all time. So again, that was cool. And then on the mainstream music side, although I don't really follow mainstream music that much, the one big artist that I like listening to that I'm a very big fan of is Alan Walker. And yes, because of the big money push for this game, Alan Walker did a cross-promotion sponsor for Fatal Fury. Mind of a Warrior, I've had that song on my gym playlist, and it's super inspirational and amazing. Again, with Fatal Fury characters in the MV. And yeah, add all these things together with Fatal Fury in the center of it, I love it so much. And I know this is not really for everyone, but as someone who's a fan of like all these little aspects as a whole, it really means a lot as well. Just something that's memorable. I feel like marketing for games in general have been very bland. Let's actually talk about the game itself. So yeah, it turns out this game is actually a sequel, not a remake / reboot. This is a continuation from Mark of the Wolves. And I can see why. This is where like people hardcore fans are a bit confused with the whole marketing push. Like, why would you put so much money into a game for such a niche audience within a niche audience being fighting games? But hey, it is what it is. This is a direct continuation from Rock Howard's story, from Terry Bogart's story, from my story. You really kind of have to like do your own research when it comes to like the full Fatal Fury narrative with this game. I can't lie. They do give a brief explanation on like Geese Howard, the OG, like a main Bison type villain for the game, like his story. Like Terry Bogard, like as you can see, he's wearing like a pilot's jacket. When you think of Terry, he's usually like in his red vest and hat. That's not there anymore. So yeah, there is a bit of a homework to be required, but I did that, so I was perfectly fine. And yeah, it's a 2D fighting game, very much in the style of something like Street Fighter. It's got story mode, it's got your typical arcade mode, online, character customization, and so on. And I don't know if this was just me, but I feel like this game came out at the right time for me. I was very, like, I can't lie, the past 12 months I've been very, very burnt out from playing Street Fighter. The past 6 months I've been very, very burnt out from playing Tekken 8. So this game really came around the right time for me. I haven't been tired at all playing this game. I played a couple of the character arcade modes and one episode of Southtown. I want to play more after I do this review. The vibes from this game is so invigorating. Again, like the entire story takes place within this one little town, and there's so much lore and world building within this little city of Southtown. It's crazy because my big problem that I had with Street Fighter 6, and although the game is very, very, very good, there was no story. Like I loved the what was it called? The Hit the Streets Metro City mode, the story mode. Like roaming around the city was cool, but like there was legit no narrative, and that really like annoyed me. And Fatal Fury had that. Every character has their own specific narrative that continues one from the previous game, and you can see their growth. The game hits more if you do your research a bit more when it comes to previous storylines and previous games. But I still think it does enough if you're a new player. So the main story mode for this game is episodes of Southtown. It's kind of like a very, very light RPG mode. Very much in the lines of something like the Street Fighter 6 World Tour mode, without the exploration and hub world and like character customization. And this is where I think this game is not a 10 out of 10 and it feels more like an 8.5 or 8. Is that, yes, I love the aesthetic. I love the comic book aesthetic. I love the character designs. I love the story that's being told. Every character feels so fleshed out. I love the lore that's built within this narrative. But the way it's told is through like static text boxes, and I'm like, bro, like this is like a PSP style of like menu UI. And it's a bit jarring because it kind of decreases the immersion effect for the player. From what I've seen of like other reviews, people like it, but I'm just like, bro, instead of just static text boxes, we could have got like, it doesn't have to be like cinematic cutscenes, but like cool like motion graphics or motion comics illustrations, similar to the way that the arcade mode does, with just more animation and illustrations in general. I would have wanted that. Like, I feel like the perfect story mode lies between this game and Street Fighter 6's World Tour mode, because this game you have the map, like you have the hub, but you're not exploring the hub. It's just a map on screen that you just move around with the cursor, and it's a bit annoying because I'm like, oh, you're almost there. And the fact that every episode is different, so every narrative, every character has their own episodes, has their own story and narrative. We're going to get future DLC characters as well, which are free. Well, season 1 so far. That's a big plus as well. And besides that, I really have no like problems with. That's like my only like one big problem I had with the game. Just add cutscenes. But besides that, it's been such a memorable ride so far playing this game. I really want to actually go back and play Garou Mark of the Wolves. And yeah, that's really it for me, to be fair. Like, again, it's your standard fighting game. Is it at the same production level as Street Fighter 6 or Tekken 8? Not really, but regardless, I think for the price value, it does its job. Yeah, if you're a fan of fighting games, check out Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. What do you guys think of it? Have you watched the animes for this game, for this series? Have you played the previous games? Is this your first game? Are you on the edge of getting this game? What are your thoughts on the marketing for this game in particular? Because I feel like everyone has their own story with this. But regardless, thank you guys for watching, and I shall see you guys in the next review. Peace.